Hello and welcome to a bonus and early free sample of the week. Fracture Sounds have just dropped another blueprint, Blueprint being their series of free virtual instruments. This is their 9th installment, being the feedback guitar. Not what I expected, it's more textures than your bread and butter sounds, but nevertheless a good sound. Now, I feel it's a freebie from a paid library they have already produced called Hemisphere, which is this library, which is actually currently on sale with 20% off, so you can get it for £79 on euros. I know it currently says on the screen £99, but they did give me early access to their Blueprint feedback guitar. No way am I sponsored or do they pay me to produce these videos. Everything I say in this video is on my own back and at my own discretion, so this is going to be a completely honest video, but nevertheless this is on sale and we will be checking it out towards the end of the video. I like the samples to speak for themselves. Anyway, we are talking about free samples, so let's talk about this and jump into the free Kontakt player. Let's just play it out of the box. So as I said, not your bread and butter guitar, more textures, but you do have a wilder version of this as well. And as you can see, multiple mic positions. So if you want something with a little bit more feedback, you have that as well. Let's move to our close mic and just hear that sound. Something a little bit more mid. And something a little bit more far. Although saying that, we do have a little bit of reverb on that, so that is not an honest representation. But nevertheless, with the close, you can get nice and close and dry. Now, the one thing I wish they would have added to this library is an attack knob, because you just have that slow attack, and I feel if we could tune that a little bit more, you could get a more bread and butter sound, as well as these textures. Now in the background we do have this pitch bend mode, which comes with the Hemisphere library, and you can change it from standard, which is kind of what you saw in that initial demo, or hold keys only, so you can do something funky like this, especially if we just put that to a bit more of a mid. Turn our reverb back up for a second. So while we did a nice sustain, I have my foot on the pedal and you've got that little bit in the background, the note you hit and then use the pitch bend on will have all that pitch bendy effect on, so you can create some very interesting, unique things live playing with that as well. You can change the pitch bend range. I think that's semitones or tones. Yeah, it's semitones, so that's really nice. Velocity response, although I feel that's less important with this library. You have release sounds as well in the background. You have a delay. Of course, you can mess more with that if you want. I really do like the wild articulation. Let's switch it back to tame for a little bit while we mess with some of these other features. Release, very obvious, it's the release. You can tighten up if you really want. But you still have that beautiful bit of reverb and delay off that. And then tone. So the tone controls the high frequency roll off an amp drive. And as you can see, it's connected to your mod wheel as well. But quite nice for underscoring. It's not my favorite blueprint, but nevertheless, it's a nice addition. Again, I really wish there was an attack knob, but nice to have the mic positions, nice to have a tame and wild, very solid. Really do like that little pitch bend effect as well. It's very interesting. But there you have it, a new blueprint from Fracture Sounds. And without further ado, let's take you into Hemisphere, which is their ambient cinematic guitar library. Although I do find myself using this as a bread and butter guitar. Now, with this library, you have several different presets. You have your basics, your atmospheres, your lo-fis, your pads and textures. You also have a couple different guitar tones that you can do over here, from clean, beefy, bright, crystal, delicate, girthy, sparkle, and well, you can see the rest of them. And you have echo, reverb, threat, noise, and then a couple of different layer mixes. You don't have the mic positions like you do on the other one, but you have these different atmospheres which you have underneath. But let's just play this out of the box and then mess with some of the features with this library. See, this is kind of what I was expecting with the blueprint, but in all honesty, this sort of sound for free, you're not going to get it, sadly. I love the textures and just how delicate the sound is as well. I know it's an ambient guitar library, but I feel it's more bread and butter. It has such a beautiful sound, and I love the atmospheres that you're hearing in the background. The raw sound alone is just that beautiful, rich, warm, and in-your-face guitar sound, but you also have some other beautiful tones that can be right in your face. Got a nice twangy one. What else do we have in there? Some girthy harmonics. You can get rid of the threat noise if you really want. You can even take the reverb completely off, and of course mix in and out these lovely little atmospheres, which Fracture Sounds are quite renowned for. And that's before we even dive into any of the presets. So this library is currently on sale if you're after a nice ambient cinematic guitar. I might have to do a full honest review of it, but I think you kind of already know my opinion on it. By the way, I don't get any financial benefit from you even purchasing this, so this is my honest opinion and I'm not getting paid for it. So Anyway, we're going to leave the video there. Enjoy Fracture Sounds' new Blueprint library, Feedback Guitar. Let me know down in the comments what you think of it. But thank you so much for watching. I'll see you in the next video.